Alright, g'day everybody.
G'day. 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 G'day.
You've probably clicked on this video because A, you're Australian and you want to know what it's like living as an Australian in America, or B, you're an American and you're about to find out top 12 of the most culture shocking things that I've experienced living here in America.
Or the more likely of the two, you've seen us on our YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Our skateboarding YouTube channels. Like, hey, I know them.
Yeah, but if you don't know me or Dan from skating, this is my friend Dan, he's an American. We'll start at number 12, work our way down to number 1.
I'm excited to see what is shocking to you.
Number 12 is the food portions here, bigger.
I've heard this from other countries too.
McDonald's Coke, a regular McDonald's Coke, would be our large in Australia.
Oh, see, I thought it wasn't across the board. I thought that just the fact that we can supersize stuff was close.
I think that's what it is in America. Everything is bigger.
Yeah.
Like every time I come here, I've always put on weight when I've come up here. Then I've gone back down to Australia, like ate a proper meal and been like, I'm still hungry because I'm used to like
Really?
eating up here. Yeah. I don't want to say it, but America has an obesity problem.
I mean, we do.
You know?
And it's your fault. Clearly, you come here and eat all of our fucking food. And then go back to Australia and there's not enough food for you back there because that's where you're from. You probably already ate it all.
So number 11 has to do with food. It's that you guys call an entree your main course.
Dinner?
Yeah, they go, oh, what's the entree? Entree is supposed to be a little bit of food before the main course. In America, the entree is the main.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The entree is the main course, yeah.
What?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, we say in Australia, oh yeah, the entree is this, and then here's the main, but over here it's like the entree is the main.
Well, we have appetizers and then
That's
entrees.
what they call the entree appetizer.
Well, probably because our appetizers are the sizes of your entrees.
Yeah, I mean, everything is bigger here.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Number 10. Number 10 is the drive-through ATM. Like when I first came to America and I went through a drive-through ATM, I was like, what is this? This is like when when you're a kid and you're in the back of your parents' car, you go to McDonald's for a Happy Meal and you're like all excited. I was
You're
like,
gonna get money instead of just
yeah. I'm like, you just pull up, legit. You pull into. There's usually like 2 lanes, and then you wind your window down, and there's an ATM right there.
Is that crazy though?
You just put your card in, and you don't have to leave your car. We don't have those in our
But that
state.
makes a lot of sense though, right?
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
didn't see that and you're like, these Americans are out of control with their money.
Well,
you were like, that's smart.
It's smart. It's one of
Yeah.
the smart things that I've seen over
One
here.
of them.
One of them. 'Cause,
A lot of them not so much.
yeah,
the entree thing. Woo, idiots.
But yeah, the drive-through ATM, I was like, this is crazy. I don't have to like put clothes on out of the house. I can just go in my boxes in the car, put money in the bank, and then, Number 9, this is crazy, all right? They sell alcohol and beer they call them gas stations. We call them servos in Australia.
Servos?
Yeah, servo.
I need to make this
Service
video
station.
in reverse of just listening to you talk about the shit that you guys have. Servos. Get the fuck outta
Servos,
here.
yeah. But imagine you go to your local servo and there's beer. Like that couldn't
Instead of
fly.
petrol.
They couldn't that's another thing. They call petrol gas. So they call a liquid a gas.
Gasoline. It's short for gasoline.
Yeah, it is, but yeah, just having beer at the servo, like, isn't it 10 p.m.? That's when they cut it off?
So that's not everywhere.
It's not?
That's not the entire country. So that's like California. Like if in Maryland, I'm pretty sure you cannot get alcohol in any place that's not a liquor store.
Okay.
But out here,
California.
and Pennsylvania, I think you get like probably most of the states. You
Yeah.
can get alcohol in like 7-Elevens and Walmarts and stuff like that.
It's bizarre. Like
It is kind of weird. I remember my first time seeing it being like, whoa.
If they had, we call it grog. We call alcohol grog in Australia. So if we had
Fuck
grog,
off.
if we had grog at the servos in Australia, every grade 10 student after school would be pinching a 6-pack and running out.
He's literally like, oh, you guys call gasoline gas. Meanwhile, grog. What the hell is grog?
Grog.
That's not. What is that
grog.
derivative from?
I don't know.
What does
but
that have to do with? You
call-
don't even know.
You call alcohol grog or piss. He's on the piss.
Fuck you! You can't come to my country of freedom and be like, oh, we drinking piss, and these guys with their ATMs, I got my boxers on. Come on.
This is what when I was drinking when I was
Shocking!
younger, when you drink a lot of alcohol the next day, you got to use the restroom and you got to do a number 2.
You can go to the bathroom.
They're called grog bogs in Australia.
grog bugs.
Yes. You'll go and have a grog bog the next morning after drinking. So we're up to number 8 now, I believe. To do with servos, you have to prepay. So you have to like get out the car, put your card in the pump, or go inside and prepay. In Australia, you just fill up and then you pay after.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how it is. I think in New Jersey, but you have to have someone pump the gas for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then when we went to Washington, you pull up to the servo and there'd be a bloke there, and he goes, "Oh," and he pumps it for you, and I'm like, it was weird. But you have to prepay. Whereas in Australia, you can fill up, and a lot of people do petty runs, so they'll steal some number plates, put them on their car, go to the servo, fill up, and then just drive off. And then the number plate will be on the camera, and it'll be traced to someone's stolen car.
Can you imagine stealing someone's license plate just to get like a couple? Well, as of right now, it's probably a lot more.
Oh yeah, now but that was super common from where I'm from in Australia.
That's such a crazy risk.
Yeah, people, it's
that's like identity theft to get like a couple gallons of gas.
Yeah. Number 7 now is it's pretty cool because I find it interesting. But Americans love conversations, like I'll go somewhere and I'll be by myself, and people will just start talking to me like they know me.
Oh, like we're much more. It's not like that in Australia. They're not as social.
No,
like saying hi to a stranger is very.
It's in Australia. Taboo. Weird. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Australia has a very kind of.
You guys have the head nod and the wave.
Oh, we do the old. If you know them, you go.
If you don't, you don't.
No. If you walk past someone, you don't say anything.
You don't smile at strangers or anything like that.
It'd be weird in Australia to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" You'd be like, "Oh, all right, yeah, I'm all right, mate." That's all you get. Yeah.
Whereas I wonder if that's an American thing or if it's just not an Australian
thing. I feel like Americans are very, what's the word for it?
Better.
Hospitality-wise? Hospital?
We're very hospitable. We'll charge you a lot of money for a little bit of service.
Americans are very, like, welcoming and hospitality. Hospitable. Americans are very hospitable, so I'll go places and then like I'll have a conversation with someone and it'll just be rolling on. I'm like, oh wow, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, hospitable. In America, we just call that spitting. Like, oh, he was spitting on me.
Right, that's what is it? No. Okay, I don't know.
That's what you would say, pissing and stuff like that.
The imperial system of measurement. Now these guys, they get offended when you say imperial because to them it's called standard.
That's not true. We get offended because we never heard the word imperial in our entire life. When you said that, I was like, what? And then you're like, they get offended. I'm like, I don't even know what it is.
We use metric. And then in Australia we say metric and then the imperial system because it is harder to understand. Like everything's in miles, inches, ounces and gallons. Whereas in Oz, it's kilometers, centimeters, millimeters.
That's the world though. We're the only one holding out on that.
Yeah. And it's really confusing because you'll see a freeway exit sign where you've got to get off and it's like, oh, such and such road, 3/4 of a mile. What's 3/4 of a mile?
You know how long a mile is? It'll be 3/4 of that. So that means 1/4 times 3. Or you could say 1/4 times 4 minus 1.
Okay, but then I know it's 1.6 kilometers to the mile. That's all I understand.
Yeah.
I don't even know what number we're up to now. I think it's 6, isn't it?
Sure. Doesn't matter. 6. We're gonna get to 1 eventually. The gun culture here in America, like it's like I'll get ads on my Facebook and it's all about like, you're your own first responder. You've got to be ready before the action happens. And like it's a video of a dude like has a gun holster in his car and he just like and like he's like ready to go and it's like No. Here, no. He's making it sound like he just gets those ads super randomly. Well, here's how I know that.
How do I get those ads?
Because when we went to that arcade, and he picked up Deer Hunter 7000,
big
but
buck.
whatever. He was. I'm sure you're googling stuff about guns all day long because you love. These are not random. You don't come to America and we just throw gun ads at you. He Googles stuff about guns because he's.
But
he's a vegan gun advocate in the closet. But he only wants to kill fictional animals, only virtual reality ones.
Because in Australia we don't have guns.
It's
you can get a gun in Australia, but it's going to be difficult. And if you want a pistol, like it's super difficult.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't have guns. So seeing all this stuff is like ready available for the public. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get your hands on it. Yeah, it's like you go there, you take a test, and then you have to wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then
if you don't show up for those 2 weeks, you just have to wait another 2 weeks, and then you get the gun.
Yeah, it's crazy. But in Australia we didn't grow up with guns. People in America grew up with guns. Guns were used as tools for hunting and all this other stuff. So I kind of understand it, but it's just like, to me, it's like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is number 5. I could be wrong. There's a couple of extras here. The tipping culture in America. Like, from my understanding, you tip when you go and sit down at a restaurant. Mm-hmm. if there's a waiter and they come to you and they ask you what you want?
It's a server. It's a really fucked up thing that we do in America where we don't pay people fairly. We put that burden directly on the customer.
So you tip. And usually, like, I'll tip because if the service is like, oh, he went out of his way to, like, check something for me or bring me another drink or something, I'll leave, like, a nice tip. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm like, I have to tip, so I'll just leave a little bit.
Yeah, you can't Mr. Pinkett out here.
No, but then sometimes there's tip at the counter as well.
Yeah.
And I'll do that if I go in for my acai bowl and there's the people working that put my bowl together, I'll put a little tip in.
I do it if they're doing something. Like, at Subway, I tip because they make the food right there in front of me.
Okay, yeah.
I know you don't tip at Subway because you're pissed off about
I don't tip at Subway because they didn't have barbecue sauce.
Which I'm sure is number 1 on your list of culture shock. You don't like barbecue sauce at our Subways. But I know the tipping thing is really shitty. But what's good about the tipping thing is in California, it is illegal to pay anyone under minimum wage. Whereas a lot of other parts in the country, you can make like $4 an hour and then you rely on tips.
Oh, really?
But here, like I was delivering pizzas for a minute before I started doing YouTube and working at and I was making $13 an hour and getting tips. So it rounded up to be like, it was like $22 an hour for delivering fucking pizza.
Yeah,
no, it was good for
everyone wants a tip when you're delivering food. I always tip the delivery dudes.
Yeah, especially Super Bowl Sunday. That's the Christmas pizza guys.
Okay,
I made $300 in tips on Super Bowl Sunday.
Because in Oz we don't tip. Our minimum wage is like $20.
Yeah.
So we don't tip at all.
Yeah, which is what it should probably be.
You can tip if you want. Like if they've gone like beyond and above anything, you can be like, you know what, mate, this is for you because we appreciate. But
there's no cultural pressure.
It's no cultural pressure here. It's like if you don't tip, they look at you like, you're
a scumbag.
You've cursed out their mother or something.
Yeah. Just watch the first 5 minutes of Reservoir Dogs and I'll explain it to you pretty well.
Yep. The drug ads on TV. My God. There's ads on TV for like, if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, talk to your doctor now about blah, 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 blah. And it'd be...
Once again, this is just an ad that he gets because he Googles it all the time. Why is my TV not working?
It's on TV. Like when I'm at my aunt's house, they're watching cable, it'll pop up on the TV and I'm like, what is this? They advertise prescription medicine here, which is mind-blowing to me.
That honestly is...
Same, it's...
I've heard that before. That's like a weird one.
In Australia, there's nothing like that, dude. It's like... nothing at all, but here it's like they're advertising for you to go to your doctor and ask for a type of drug to be prescribed, where it's like weird because some of the time it's like Valium and Xanax.
Oh yeah,
it's like
we're trying to get you fucked up.
You shouldn't put that on TV, dude.
Yeah.
Like just tell people to go and talk to the doctor.
Yeah.
That was like one of the whoa. Hang on a minute.
That is kind of weird that there should be a professional that looks at your situation and be like, hey, this is the medicine that you need. Yep. But then they do this really broad stuff where it's like, are you not feeling so great today?
Yeah.
Get high on this.
Get high. Here's some Valium. Here's some Xanax. That was like one of the biggest culture shocks. You guys are Australian and you're watching this video, you'll know about the random breath tests that the police do in Australia. Whereas you'll be driving home from work, you'll turn a corner, next minute, boom, there's 3 police cars, there's traffic cones set up, and there's a bloke and he's waving you in. You got to pull over, and then they're like, oh, random breath test, mate, and then you got to do they tell you count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. They check your alcohol breath level.
Okay.
There's none of that here. Whereas if you're caught drink driving, they'll pull you over and then make you do all this shit. When you got to do the ABCs and the sobriety test.
We do have random pullovers. But all they do is they just say license and registration, and if you seem suspicious,
that's when
they smell alcohol or weed, then they will. But they don't do any breathalyzers. Yeah.
But they do that first, and then it's like they'll watch you do that
for
20 minutes, and then they'll be like, all right, we think you're drunk, and then we're going to take you to the station to do a breath test.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. We could skip so many steps if we just had everyone suck on a pipe.
Yeah, it could just be like random breath test, mate. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, dude, yep, see you later. But here it's like, there's none of that. The roads here are jacked.
Oh,
the roads here in California are jacked. Like, I've seen better roads in like third world countries. Here it's like, you'll be driving through LA, and then all of a sudden it's like, there's like potholes, there's cracks and stuff.
Well, I think, and I used to do road work for a living, so I used to do blacktop stuff and be around that all the time. And I think that we intentionally make it not as good, so the state will pay our companies to repave the roads so we always have work. Because if we made think about it, it's like the light bulb, right?
Yeah.
We invented a light bulb that would
go
last 100 years easy, and it was cheap and affordable. And then all the light bulb companies made an agreement with each other, a treaty that they weren't going to make light bulbs as long lasting as they were before, so that they will always have business, so people will buy more light bulbs. I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
I also have that theory about skate shoes. I think that they're not that good for a reason.
Yeah. Here's a good one. I think this is number 1, to be honest, or whatever number we're at now. I'll know when I edit the video. In Australia, you got to go to the toilet. You go, excuse me, mate, where's the toilet? Whereas
We don't say that.
The first time I asked someone here, excuse me, do you know where the toilet is? They looked at me like in shock. You have to say, excuse me, do you know where the restroom is?
Restroom, yeah.
You have to say restroom. You can't say toilet or
you can't
dunny.
say pisser.
Yeah, you can't say where's the pisser, mate. You know.
Yeah. The grog flog.
The grog.
People
will look at you funny if you say, excuse me, where's the toilet? Because in Australia,
it's so specific.
Dude, you go to the shopping center, there's a sign, toilets.
Yeah.
And it has an arrow. Here it's like, restroom.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's such a
I think
stigma.
it's dumb that we call it a restroom. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I've had some, like, rest after I took, like, a real gnarly shit. And you have that, like, 2-minute grace period on the seat where you're just like, that was something. And then you just, like, play on your phone for a little bit. You're kind of resting. But the only people that really use it like a restroom is the people who work at that establishment when they're trying to get out of work and they go in there and
wash your hands.
They hide in the
face
fucking,
and you just take a breather and you go, alright, I'll go back out.
Inhale that fecal matter and back to work.
you can't say where's the toilet because you can't say that. People. Camera died. I'm using my phone right now, but yeah, that was one of the biggest culture shocks, is asking where the toilet is. Like, I've had to reword a lot of my vocabulary living here.
Wait, have you actually personally had an issue of saying where the toilet is?
Yeah, I say, where's the toilet? And then they go, they pause for a minute.
Yeah.
And they're like, the restroom, sir, is...
How funny would it be if you're like, where's the toilet? And they're like, it's in the restroom.
Where's the restroom? You know?
It's very specific.
Yeah, but then I had someone tell me...
Your fucking camera
came back on. I've had someone tell me, like, you say restroom because then it just means that you're going to, like, go to the restroom. You don't have to say toilet because if you're saying where's the toilet, it means that you're using the toilet. But you can use the restroom for other things, I guess.
Yeah, but who does that?
You know, I don't do that, dude. I go, where's the dunny? And you use a dunny. Where's the shitter?
That's the one I start saying is dunny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
You know what I learned about dunny? It's actually it comes from a French word for an outhouse called dun or something. It starts with dun, so we just call them dunnies. Oh. Which I don't know why there's French in Australian language.
Look how much bigger you are than me at this angle.
Yeah. There we go. We're same. But yeah, I thought I could chuck together this video pretty easily. If you're new here, comment below. If you've been to America and you've experienced culture shock, as an Australian or as any other person from a different country, let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear about it. And yeah.
Most importantly, follow my channels.
Yeah, check out Dan's second channel.
Which will definitely be in the description. Both of them.
Yeah, I'll tag you. As soon as I tag your name, it pops up there. Anyway.
I don't check that.
You don't check it? Anyway. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys want me to go to Venice and ask random people what they think of Australians, I think that'd be a funny video. Get people to do an Australian accent. I'll try to do it.
I think you doing an American accent's way funnier than
I can do it right now.
You did it in this
Excuse me, sir. Could you show me where the restroom is?
Yeah, it's just past the guns.
Alright, later.